Okay, so to get started here, basically what we're going to do is open up your browser and go to edmodo.com, edmodo.com, and you would click here for signing up as a teacher, and you have your students. Click here, I'm a student. And this is also the parent sign-in, which we will talk about in just a second. But since I am already signed up, I'm just going to go ahead and put in my username and my password. But even if you went here, it just asks you to fill out some very basic information. So after you actually sign up as a teacher, you will be able to go in and change your profile, so on and so forth. So, ooh, who's that? Okay, so you have here a basic setup, kind of looks like Facebook a little bit, but you have over to your right side here my different courses. So I have a psychology, a U.S. history third block, U.S. history fourth block. You can put the same classes together. I like to separate them because it's easier for the grade book when you transfer information over to ESIS. So let's see, what do I want to show you guys first? Wow, a lot of different things. First, let's say I want to load an assignment, and you can do several things. You can load an assignment, you can send out an alert, you can send a note, create a quiz, or load a previous quiz that you've already created. I like to do that when I have students who are absent. I can literally just click on load a previously created quiz, and I would click on this one. Let's say I'm going to send this one out, and I give it a due date. I'd say, yes, I want you to add this to my grade book, and then I want to send it to, pick a name, Kayla. Yeah. And then I would send it just to Kayla because Kayla was absent. When I click send, it'll go directly to Kayla. And Kayla will have up until midnight to complete this assignment on the due date that you give. But you can set and change the times if you want to. Okay, so I'm just going to back out of this assignment because I don't want to do that. Alright, so your home page is the page that shows all of your latest posts, notifications, your students, all of your classes, so on and so forth. You can go to profile. Oops, no you can't. Lost my internet connection. Okay, there we go. Just make sure I'm still connected to the internet. Good. Okay. So there are a lot of different things, like I said, you can do here. I'm trying to just give you a brief overview, but you can post assignments, and when you do, you can add links. For example, let's scroll down to an assignment that I gave, let's say my psychology class. Boy, this is moving really slow. Maybe I should do this. Okay, so there was one more thing that I realized that I needed to share, and that is some of the great things you can do once you actually get information, or you give a quiz or a test. So let's scroll down to a test that I just recently gave. This was my benchmark. And once the kids submit their tests, and you can see up here that it had 30 questions, lasted for 45 minutes, or that's how much time they had to take the test. It gives me my high scores at the top, the scores and the kids. And then it gives me an item analysis breakdown. So I can go back as a teacher and look at, too much red is not what you would like to see. So question 4 was a pretty good question that they answered. A lot of red, as you can see here. Of course, when you have too much red, like I said, this means that they did not get this question very well. So I would go back and look at that question and maybe do some reteaching. It also will show you in some capacity, if I remember how to do it, the average, the grades. When you go to grades, it'll show at the top. If you just slightly move over it, it'll give you the average score. And maybe you won't. There it is. And it was a 49. Wow, that's horrible. But that's just one of the features. I wanted to make sure I showed you that, because I know a lot of times those scantrons and feeding the item analysis form in, you lose the item analysis, so on and so forth. So that's another Edmodo great.